My visa was denied. Was I denied because of the last answer I gave?
Well, a couple of things. One, it's hard for me to say because I didn't conduct your interview. I know how tempting it is to try to guess why the officer denied you. As we all know, if you have been through a denial, they do not tell you why. It is very human to try to guess so that you can prepare for the next time. So I will say that it's possible, but it's also possible that it was not the last question. And here's why I say that. There were times when I was doing interviews that very quickly I realized that the information the person was giving me was not going to support an approval. But I also knew that the individual had waited a long time, had paid money. And so I would ask more questions while I was typing up my notes and those sorts of things. I would ask additional questions that might help me feel more confident in that we weren't going to get to an approval. Or maybe I need to spend a little more time with the individual because it might be a different answer. And so typically speaking, it might be the last thing that they asked you, but it could be something completely different in the earlier questions. Most of the time, refusals or finding somebody doesn't meet the qualifications is multiple factors, right? Not just one thing. So the inability to speak easily about your plans, the inability to connect them to connect clearly to what you want to do professionally after you finish your schooling, the inability to talk about the financial pieces of it or to address questions of ties and things like that, or even to speak about why you chose a particular school or program. Those things can kind of all come together and give the officer a sense that this doesn't seem to be a well thought out plan, which can make them less confident that this is something you're going to follow through on. So again, my biggest piece here is be very cautious about trying to guess why the officer made the decision that they did. Because so many times when I've talked to individuals, what they were confident was the reason why they were refused, in my opinion, was probably had nothing to do with it.